请仔细看看这个画面，这场景是不是让你觉得似曾相识？我们看到火柴人朋友坐在书桌前，准备开始他的一天，但他并不是一个人，在他的周围漂浮着一朵由隐形锚点组成的乌云，邮件、健身、电话、读书。在现代世界里，我们不只是用双手工作，我们更在用大脑超载的运转。注意他的眼睛，他的视线没有停留在屏幕上，而是在不停地闪烁、搜索，试图捕捉那些像混乱卫星一样绕着他脑袋旋转的想法。这就是我们所说的认知负荷 （mental load）。这是一种来自于所有你还没做的事情的疲惫感。脑海中每一个漂浮的词汇都是一个未闭合的循环，在你的神经系统里。现在，看看这场挣扎是如何升级的。他试图做我们大多数人会做的事，硬生生地把一切记住。他攥紧拳头，抱着脑袋，仿佛只要用力一点，就能把这些想法挤压成整齐的一堆。但你要记住，大脑是一个处理器，而不是一个储存单元。他越是努力想抓住这些记忆，它们旋转的就越快。看看他的脸，眉头紧锁，压力清晰可见。想法移动得太快了，快到已经变成了一片模糊。这就是焦虑的旋转周期。当我们试图在短期记忆中保留太多变量时，专注力就会像玻璃一样碎裂。他想读书，却在想邮件；他想健身，却在担心那个没打的电话。他深深地叹了一口气。你能感觉到吗？那是系统记忆体耗尽的声音。他仅仅因为思考就感到精疲力竭。这就是为什么想着工作往往比实际工作更累。他陷入了反复心理检查的死循环。我是不是忘了那个电话？账单怎么办？脑子里的杂音现在盖过了他行动的意志。他虽然站着不动，心灵却在一个没有出口的迷宫里跑马拉松。他正处于崩溃点，渴望着一种能关掉噪音的方法。然而，就在风暴中心，出现了一瞬间的寂静。一个微小的灵感火花闪过，他意识到，他不能靠想得更用力来赢得这场战斗，他必须彻底改变战场。他停止了与风搏斗，他停了下来。在那次停顿中，他找到了他的武器。他伸手抓过一本简单的笔记本，看着他的表情，当他触碰到纸张的那一刻，那种焦躁的能量开始流失，取而代之的是一种冷静、沉默的目标感。他拔开笔盖，写下了2个像魔咒一样的词：待办清单。这就是外部化的时刻。通过写下这些字，他承认了大脑需要一个助手。他正在纸上建造他的第2大脑。注意他的姿势开始发生变化，肩膀的张力放松了一点点。他决定不再做一个装载压力的容器，而要做一个创造者。待办清单这几个字不仅仅是一个标题，更是一份秩序宣言。魔法开始了。仔细看，当他写下第1个项目邮件时，那个漂浮的想法瞬间蒸发了。它消失了，不再需要占用他大脑的空间，因为他在清单上有了一个永久的家。接着是健身，另一个幽灵消失了。电话，空气变得越来越清澈。这就是大脑清空的科学原理。当你写下一项任务时，你的大脑会收到一个信号，信息是安全的。这停止了蔡加尼克效应，那种任务没完成就不会消失的唠叨提醒。随着他写下的每一个字，他就像是在释放心理压力的活塞。他的大脑开始感觉清爽，就像大雨过后的晴空，杂音被留白取代。你几乎可以看到他重新开始呼吸，肺部填满了有序思考带来的氧气。 他不只是在列清单，他是在对自己的焦虑进行手术。他正一个接一个地拆除脑袋里那些随时准备爆炸的定时炸弹。笔记本吸收了他的压力，只留下了当下的平静。原本的超载转化成了地图，他终于看清了穿过森林的小径，因为他终于决定停下来，把它画出来。目标时长清单准备好了，现在真正的转变发生了。他不再带着恐惧看着整张清单，而是带着专注看着第一个任务。他开始工作，接着出现了高效人士一天中最满足的时刻，第一个勾号。看看现在的他，脊背挺直，眼神坚定，表情是放松与强度的完美结合。他进入了心理学家所说的心流状态 ，the flow state。因为他的大脑不再担心下一步要做什么，所以他可以把100%的精力交给现在在做什么。通过将视野缩小到单一任务，他释放了全部的潜能。他没有在进行多工处理，而是在进行单一处理。这就是高成就者的真正秘密。那个勾号是一个小小的胜利，是一次微小的多巴胺冲击，为下一步提供了燃料。它不再是忙碌的，它是有效的。早晨的摩擦力已被执行力的润滑齿轮所取代。他感到轻盈，因为纸张承载了重量。他感到强大，因为他控制了自己的注意力。这就是当你停止管理时间，转而管理心智时会发生的事。他正在前行，不是因为工作变容易了，而是因为他变得更专注了。最后，他向后靠在椅子上，看着他的成果。那份有条理的清单上布满了胜利的勾号。他周围的空气完全清空了，没有漂浮的想法，没有唠叨的提醒，没有精神杂讯，只有他的书桌和一种深沉的平静感。他笑了，那是一种真正自由的微笑。他学到了现代社会最宝贵的一课：大脑是用来产生想法的，而不是用来储存想法的。通过写下来这个简单的动作，他不只是整理了生活，他更拯救了自己的心理健康。信息很明确，写下来能清空你的大脑，帮助你专注。这是一个简单的工具，但它能改变一切。它把一场飓风变成了一个计划，把一个受害者变成了一个胜利者。所以，下次当你感到邮件、账单和截止日期的风暴在你脑海中盘旋时，不要试图用脑袋去硬扛，伸手去拿笔，抓一张纸，把它写下来。清空杂物，找回焦点，夺回你的生活主导权。因为当空气清新时，没有什么能阻挡你达成目标。
Take a look at this scene. It's a familiar one, isn't it? We see our friend, the stick man, sitting at his desk, ready to start his day. But he isn't alone. Floating all around him is a cloud of invisible anchors. Email, workout, call, study. In the modern world, we don't just carry our work in our hands, we carry it in our minds. Notice his eyes. They aren't fixed on the screen. They are darting, searching, trying to catch these thoughts as they orbit his head like chaotic satellites. This is what we call mental load. It's the exhausting weight of everything you haven't done yet. Every one of these floating words is an open loop in his brain, screaming for attention. He feels mentally cluttered, like a room where the floor is covered in papers and there's nowhere to step. Have you ever felt this way? That paralyzing sensation where the more you have to do, the less you actually accomplish? He is standing at the edge of a digital age burnout. The air around him is thick with should-haves and must-dos, and the sheer volume of these thoughts is starting to make the room feel small. He is drowning in the shallow end of his own mind, trapped by the very thoughts that were supposed to help him succeed. Now, watch the struggle intensify. He tries to do what most of us do. He tries to remember it all. He clenches his fists, he holds his head, as if he could physically squeeze these thoughts into a neat pile. But the brain is a processor, not a storage unit. The harder he tries to grip these memories, the faster they spin. Look at his face. The brow is furrowed, the stress is visible. The thoughts are moving so fast now, they're becoming a blur. This is the spin cycle of anxiety. When we try to hold too many variables in our short-term memory, our focus shatters. He wants to study, but he's thinking about the email. He wants to work out, but he's worried about the call. He lets out a long, heavy sigh. Can you feel that? It's the sound of a system that has run out of memory. He is physically tired from doing nothing but thinking. This is why thinking about work is often more exhausting than doing the work. He is caught in a loop of repetitive mental checking. Did I forget the call? What about the bills? The static in his head is now louder than his will to move. He is standing still, but his mind is running a marathon in a maze with no exit. He is at his breaking point, waiting for a way to turn down the noise. But then, amidst the storm, a moment of stillness. A tiny spark of an idea flickers. He realizes that he cannot win this battle by thinking harder. He has to change the battlefield entirely. He stops fighting the wind. He pauses. And in that pause, he finds his weapon. He reaches out and grabs a simple notebook. Watch his expression change as he touches the paper. The frantic energy begins to drain away, replaced by a cold, quiet purpose. He uncaps his pen and writes 2 words that act like a magic spell. To-do list. This is the moment of externalization. By writing those words, he is acknowledging that his brain needs an assistant. He is building a second brain on paper. Notice how his posture starts to shift. The tension in his shoulders drops just a fraction. He has decided to stop being a container and start being a creator. The to-do list header isn't just a title, it's a declaration of order. He is finally looking at his thoughts as objects he can manage, rather than ghosts that haunt him. This is the first step toward reclaiming his kingdom. He is no longer a victim of the chaos, he is becoming its architect. The magic begins. Watch closely as he writes down the first item. Email. As soon as the ink hits the page, look at the floating thought. It simply evaporates. It's gone. It no longer needs to take up space in his head because it has a permanent home on the list. Then, workout. Another ghost vanishes. Call. The air is clearing. This is the science of the mind dump. When you write a task down, your brain receives a signal that the information is safe. It stops the Zeigarnik effect, that nagging mental reminder that won't go away until a task is finished. With every word he writes, he is releasing a valve of mental pressure. His mind is starting to feel clear, like a sky after a heavy rain. The static is replaced by white space. You can almost see him beginning to breathe again, his lungs filling with the oxygen of organized thought. He isn't just making a list, he is performing surgery on his own anxiety. One by one, he is disarming the bombs that were set to go off in his head. The notebook is absorbing his stress, leaving him with nothing but the present moment. The overload is transforming into a map. He is finally seeing the path through the forest because he finally decided to stop and draw it. The list is ready, and now the true transformation occurs. He doesn't look at the whole list with dread, he looks at the first task with focus. he begins to work. And then the most satisfying moment in a productive day, the first check mark. Look at him now. His posture is upright, his eyes are steady, and his expression is a perfect blend of relaxation and intensity. He has entered what psychologists call the flow state. Because his mind is no longer worried about what's next, he can give 100% of his energy to what's now. By narrowing his vision to just one task, he has unlocked his full potential. He isn't multitasking, he is monotasking, which is the true secret of high achievers. The checkmark is a small victory, a tiny hit of dopamine that fuels him for the next step. He is no longer busy, he is effective. The friction of the morning has been replaced by the smooth gears of execution. He feels light because the paper is carrying the weight. He feels powerful because he is in control of his attention. This is what happens when you stop managing your time and start managing your mind. He is moving forward, not because the work got easier, but because he became more focused. Finally, he sits back and looks at his work. The organized list is full of triumphant checkmarks. The air around him is completely empty. No floating thoughts, no nagging reminders, no mental static. Just him, his desk, and a profound sense of peace. He smiles, and it's a smile of true freedom. He has learned the most valuable lesson of the modern age. Your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. By the simple act of writing things down, he didn't just organize his day, he saved his mental health. The message is clear. Writing things down clears your mind and helps you focus. It's a simple tool, but it changes everything. It turns a hurricane into a plan. It turns a victim into a victor. So the next time you feel that storm of email, bills, and deadlines starting to spin around your head, don't try to think your way out of it. Reach for a pen, grab a piece of paper, write it down. Clear the clutter, find your focus, and reclaim your life. Because when the air is clear, there's nothing stopping you from reaching your goals.